Hey Fringe Fashionistas, it's your girl Bianca Crown, aka Fringe Girl, from the Fringe Dimension brand Apparel. I have another video for you. In this video, I'll be trimming the sides of the dresses. Right here, I'm testing out a scrap piece of fabric on the 3-thread serger. It is a Singer 3-thread overlock. And I'm making sure that the stitching is proper. The 3-thread is mainly, from what I've been taught or learned in school and from instructors and even probably some websites out there, the 3-thread serger is mainly used to clean up edges. It isn't used to secure seams. Even though before I went to school, I did use it to secure seams. I heard people talking about cost of thread, and so I figured I'd try to save some money. And I actually made some clothing where I seamed a garment or garments with 3-thread serging. I don't do that anymore. I just use it to clean up edges, as you see here. I'm just testing it out. But in the video, you will see me just cleaning up the arms, and the collar of the dresses. So in this video, I have another one of my janky beats. Yes, my janky beats. You've heard it before if you've seen any of my earlier videos. And also in this video, I have one of the Apparel Video Studios stock beats in here. It's an electronic beat. It's 30 seconds long. We're going to see if I get a copyright flag. As you know, I've also said that as well, that I've received 2 copyright flags, one from Apple and one from Apparel Video. So anyway, in this video, I'll be trimming the edges of these dresses, and I can't remember something else, because it's a half an hour long. It's like 27 minutes long. So, but I do have 3 dresses to do. So anyways, I found on LinkedIn a subject I was speaking about last week, robotic sewing machines, bestseller out of Denmark. It's a Danish apparel brand, and I told you guys there were 2 items, two statements in that in the article that I didn't agree with. I'm not going to go there, but this morning on LinkedIn, I found another post. It's a video actually by Colette Costello. I'm going to put the link in the description below. And she actually has a video. It isn't a bestseller, but it's, does she say? Let me read it to you. It says, "As much as this video of robot sewing excites me, it also scares me. I am a fashion lecturer who teaches sewing, dressmaking, and pattern making. Does this mean there will be no point in people learning to sew in the future? I believe that, as great as sewing robots are, and as much as they will revolutionize fashion manufacturing, there will still be a place for learning the foundations of sewing. Understanding how a garment is constructed when designing will still be important. What are your thoughts on the future of sewing?" And I put my little blurb in there. And there is literally, you guys, a robot sewing a t-shirt, a pink t-shirt on a Juki sewing machine. And there's someone there, watching it, so it doesn't mess up. Looks like the brand is FDK, and the other text on it is green. It looks like it's Asian. Looks like it could be, I think Juki is Japanese, so it may be a Japanese company. I don't know. And then down there again, I put my comment. It probably angered some people. To this, it still has only 2 comments in it. Well, actually, no, it has 3. I got 20 impressions. So 20 people have viewed my post on here. A person named Janaka Jayaskara Ara Charla. I'm massacring that person's name. Deputy General Manager, Consulting PDC, Quality and Technical. Labor cost is saved, but fabric is wasted. However, there is still room for improvement. And Eric Fury, Lead Quality Engineer at ULVS Ltd, stated, it's only wasted if they do nothing with it. So those were 2 people who commented actually before me. Let me see what my comment says, because my comment was a little bit more. My comment says, I did a report about this very scenario back when I was at CCSF circa 2017 in fashion school. I was in a Natalie Smith fashion class. Natalie Smith was my instructor. I believe the class was fashion forecasting, and we had to do reports on emerging technologies. And I happened to see, back in 2017, 2016, one of the first robots they had, and it basically did something like, this is a totally different machine, but it was something actually like this. And I think I received either an A- or a B+ on the report. And then I go on to say, I also talked about this on my YouTube page just last week, which I was describing earlier about Bestseller, the Danish company that has ventured into fashion. A brand that invested $20 million in robotic tech to manufacture T-shirts. By the way, this particular video is of a machine sewing a T-shirt, and it has it isn't like a robot. It's like a 3D printer, and the T-shirt is flat, and there's like a device that's pressing down on it. Looks like an iron. It could be an iron, if you would imagine that. And it's just turning the garment, on the side, and then the top 2 portions of the shoulder, and then down the other side. That's it. And then it's running the garment through a Juki overlock machine. Looks like 4-thread. So anyway, I go on to say, and I put a link. No one has, I got 20 views, but no one said anything. I don't know why. Maybe I piss people off, because I tend to do that, not on purpose, but we're supposed to speak our mind, but we're also supposed to speak intelligently. But if I read you what the people said in Bestseller, if I tell you what they said, then that's just going to make it worse, because I would be digging myself into a hole. So, actually, I have the 2 quotes in this comment, so I am going to tell you. I also talked about this on my YouTube page last week. Bestseller, a Danish brand, invested $20 million in robotic tech to manufacture T-shirts. The original article I read on here, on LinkedIn, and did a deep dive on research, and then commented on my YouTube channel. Then I put the link, and I said, I think most people will be sold regardless, save for the hyper-ultra environmentalists. Because, like the guy said below, it's only waste if they don't do anything with it. So, and I'm going to get to that. So I said, if Shein is producing 1.5 million styles a year, what do you think automated machines will do? I need more context. I'm missing connection. That's me being an asshole. And here's one of the quotes from the Bestseller article. From speed and flexibility to reducing the environmental impact of garment production. Like the guy said below, it's only wasted if they do nothing with it. So when you run a garment through a serger, I don't care if it's a 3-thread serger, a 4-thread serger, or a 5-thread serger. If it's cutting off material, it's cutting off waste. And what this person said, the person above him was saying, labor cost is saved, but fabric is being wasted. However, there is still room for improvement. So you slice off a piece of fabric and it falls to the ground. You scoop it up, and what do you do with it? That's what they're talking about. If you watch the video, there is waste, but the article is written like from speed and flexibility to reducing environmental impact of garment production. The environmental impact. If Shein is producing 1.5 million styles a year, what do you think an automated machine will do? And I only had so much space because I'm rambling, but in a video I saw, Gap, the J. Crews, the Zaras, they're doing 1,500 styles a year. Literally 1,500 styles. Not 1,500 pieces, 1,500 styles. Shein produces 1.5 million styles per year. If you'd seen Emmanuel Morelli's AI-generated art, it's critique on Shein, and it's this big billboard, and it's just filled with discarded apparel waste. That's what these people aren't focusing on, or rather they're because this is going to be out in the public, and so people can Google my name or come to my channel, and if I say something bad, I'm looking for a job, and we're not going to hire that asshole. You know, even companies that aren't affiliated with this company, but they straight up gaslighted us. That's what that is. The environmental impact is still going to be the same. Matter of fact, in certain cases, depending on where they are and what they're doing, it could be worse. Literally, not figuratively. Literally, this is a robot that can probably do 20 times what a human can do, and they're talking about environmental impact production, reducing. Wait a minute, from speed and flexibility to reducing the environmental impact. That's gaslighting at its finest. And then the second comment is, they are a powerful catalyst for the future of on-demand localized apparel manufacturing, said blah, 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 blah. Localized apparel manufacturing. Now, the software company that hooked up with Bestseller is out of Atlanta. Bestseller is based out of Denmark. So this person, who is chairman and CEO of the software automation, said, he was also one who said speed and flexibility, said on-demand localized apparel manufacturing. Localized. If you understood where cars are made, right? They're made in factories. One of the biggest places or platforms where automobiles are made in Detroit. There's Ohio. There's California. But they don't make cars in Utah, as far as we know. They don't make cars in Costa Rica, as far as we know. Certain industries located in certain places. When Korea just left because the ICE ran in there and arrested 400 Korean people. They were, I think it was a chip factory or something like that. But those were chips being made in Alabama. They're not making chips in San Francisco, California. They're not making chips in Reno, Nevada. So it's, again, and I'm not trying to sugarcoat this, as I've been told I do sometimes when I'm speaking. It's just, to me, this comes off as pandering. You cannot have localized manufacturing and it's automated unless you plan to put a factory in each city where people buy clothes. And you're certainly not going to cut down on waste when you have a robot who can do 20 times or 50 times or 100 times what a human can do. So those were the only two things that I had a problem with. And I said that, but I didn't have enough space, so I had to take that out. Progress is going to progress. Like the woman said, it's an exciting technology. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at the video. I'm like, whoa, you can really, up your game with this. Now, someone has to watch the machine because there's someone in the video watching the machine, making sure it does everything right. And someone's going to have to repair it. Someone's going to have to maintain it. They could be one of the same people. They're going to need parts because they're going to wear out. I mean, that's a whole, it's a niche, not a niche. I guess it could be a niche. Well, right now it's a niche. But when this gets underway, there's going to be people who are going to be there to build these machines, to pack the clothes. I mean, so not everyone is going to be out of a job. What people are concerned about is there won't be people there to sew clothes anymore, for the most part, because T-shirts, and they're going to start with the most easiest thing to do right now, and that's T-shirts. But when they get into wedding gowns and things like that, it's a whole different ball game. But for right now, T-shirts, hoodies, basic skirts, basic dresses, not a problem. You can do this all day, and you can produce probably 30, 40, 50 times what one person can do. But this person has sat up here and literally said, reducing the environmental impact of garment production, and had the nerve to say speed. So you're going to produce multiples of what a human can produce because of the efficiency of the machine, and yet somehow you're going to reduce the environmental impact. And you got people in the comments, these people are quality and technical control deputy managers and lead quality engineers. Like I said, it's only had 3 comments, me and then 2 other people. It's an exciting technology. I'm all for it. But sometimes, I guess that's how people get in trouble. And I might, blow a job, because I'm looking for a job. But, and again, technology is technology. Progress is going to progress. I'm all for it. But they didn't have to say anything like that. They didn't have to say that. It didn't have to say reducing environmental impact. I mean, it was a selling point. I did say I need more information. So, it probably isn't going to matter to someone who wanted to hire me, especially in the fashion industry. But you cannot reduce environmental impact when you have resources that can triple and quadruple your production, right? Because you're going to triple and quadruple your waste. It's a robot. I mean, what are we in here? Bizarro world? And then on-demand, localized apparel manufacturing. Localized. I can't even wrap my mind around that. Local for who? People in Detroit, Montreal, Vancouver. When these people say they make these comments, it's indicative of the state we're in right now. There are a lot of people who, the right is the right, and they would believe some stuff like this. It's nonsensical, and it's no slight against the right. But then again, yes, it is, because that doesn't make any sense. Localized manufacturing. If you got a robot sitting over in Atlanta or Denmark or Germany, because say they have 9 plants, they're not going to have 30 million plants because there's probably about 30 million cities on this planet. You got 30 million, maybe 300 million cities on this planet. So you got 22 million in the U.S. and you got 15 million in Canada, and you got 17 million in Mexico. That's what this person just said, literally. Localized apparel manufacturing. You're not going to put these machines everywhere because there's the startup cost and there's someone have to watch the machine. I mean, it's just ridiculous the way some of these people make these comments like we're all stupid or something. Like I said, this is something that, and I don't mean to put the right down. You know, I'm probably gonna burn for this. They might come for me, but that isn't making. And on top of that, before I go start something else, this would take their jobs away. This would take their jobs away for those who were in if they were in the garment sewing business and they worked in a factory. This would take their jobs away. So it's just distressing, not distressing, but it's just sad that they would use that language. Like, people don't know where their clothes come from. Someone has to make them, and factories are usually near places where, you know, there's a population that that can be employed. They can put out. What did I do? I did something to my video. Factories are usually in a place where they have a workforce. But yet these comments, I mean, it's like, wow. So anyway, you guys, the video is, like I said, it's off the hinges. I love it. It's progress. And I'm a progressive. But it isn't just cut and dry like the person who made the comments are trying to make it out to be. I'm not saying don't use it. I'm not saying, oh, you're taking jobs away from. No. I'm saying you don't have to gaslight us. Like I said, sewing is hard. You see me sitting here and I'm looking and I'm talking to you watching a machine on a video do it. On a serger. You see me on a serger, right? And if you click this link that I'm going to put in the description below, you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm not angry. I'm saying that the dude didn't have to make them comments. He didn't have to try to sell us. And like I said in my comments, I think most people will be sold regardless, save for the hyper ultra environmentalists, because even some environmentalists probably won't get too upset. You know, it's progress. Someone had to design the machine. Someone has to make the parts. They have to keep the machine up. So it fosters more technological education is what it does. That back-breaking sewing work, it takes that away. But you get you an engineering degree, a mechanical engineering degree, an electrical engineering degree, or electrical and electronic engineering degree. Facilities maintenance, all that stuff. As we become more advanced and more technologically capable, you'll need a more educated workforce. It goes hand in hand. But to sit back and try and act like this is going to be local, there was no need for a comment like that. Or to say it's going to reduce environmental impact. The only way this is going to reduce environmental impact is if they don't make any clothes. Period. So anyways, I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and share. We still have some more. I got, about 3 to 4 minutes left. I hope this video works, because it's my computer did a jump, and so it looks like it's off kilter. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to go back and double check. Usually when I make these voiceovers, I just convert them to an MP4 and then I post them. I don't listen to, because they're half an hour long, and that means I have to sit down for another half an hour and re-listen to it. That's a whole hour, you know. So I put all my content in there. I put my text, I put my music, I put my little adverts in there to annoy you guys. No, not really. But you know what I mean. I put all that stuff in there, and then I do my recordings, and then I upload it. Well, what happened this time is it glitched. And so I'm going to have to go back and literally listen to myself and watch what happens in the video to see where that glitch happened. So anyways, yeah, like I said, the link will be in the description below. I may even put a link to the bestseller article as well for those who are interested. I am here nightly, 7 days a week at 8 o'clock East Pacific Standard Time. There will be a premiere, rather. I am working on doing lives, trying to rearrange things and get my content ready. I'm a little nervous, but not really. If you guys want to see lives, let me know. It'll like light a fire under me. Let me know what you think in the comments. We are coming to the end here. Thank you so much for watching.